Hey, tall guys, welcome to the Tall Body Project. So, I've been doing a lot of things in the tall men's space, and right now I'm diving into men's fitness, health, and getting guys in the gym and making less excuses why their tall bodies aren't meant to be there. I read it too much on Reddit, and I want to start having guys be confident in the gym and confident in their health. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through my workouts throughout the week, each single workout. I'm going to tell you what I did, why I did it, some tips for you to use it yourself, and maybe some variations if it's going to be too hard for you. So let's get this underway. I'm going to start off today's workout, which took me around 2 hours and 20 minutes to finish. Is a high volume day, really a lot of crazy work on the upper body and a good amount of core. The first lift is the power snatch. Now, power snatch is from the floor, but without a full squat. That is where the power comes into play in the power snatch. I did one of these every 30 seconds for 10 rounds, so a total of 10 power snatches. Now, this workout hits everything from shoulders, back, to hips, to core, and really a lot of it comes through with your power from your hips. It is explosive and technical. It is not something you should be doing if you haven't worked your way through the movements to get to this point in a power snatch. For us tall guys, a tip I have for you is to let the bar load as long as you possibly can before it hits your hips. You'll see I'm actually a little bit late on it. I'm a little bit pausey and jerky as well. Not the smoothest thing in the world, but once again, it takes time to get used to it as a tall guy. I don't do these often enough. But really allow that time to hold tension, hold, and then explode through the hips. Now, for your form, you really want to keep this as tight as you possibly can. Almost scraping your shins, almost hitting your junk, almost popping it off your nose. That tightness allows you to make sure your form is going to be fine and you're not going to go and vary things to have your back take over and injure yourself. You keep that bar tight, you keep that movement snatch clean, it's going to come through and you're going to be able to lock out everything properly up top and have no back issues. That is what we want to do with all these lifts. We want to make sure we have zero back issues, and doing this one properly can definitely do that. Doing this thing not properly is where we come into the struggles. Now, if you're not at this form yet, that's totally fine. There are a lot of variations you can do. What I would suggest you use, really go through the movement with a doweling, which is a light bar, or even just like a broomstick. Go through the movement. If you're not even there, doesn't matter. Kettlebell swings can help you. The hinging movement from the kettlebell swing is kind of the same explosiveness we're going for. Or if you're a little bit above that, you can use a dumbbell power snatch from the floor, single arm, pop it up through and go for it. Now, the second movement I did is a Bulgarian split squats, and it is 4 sets of 10. What this works is quads, glutes, and a whole lot of balance, which is amazing for us. Now, my tip for you is actually not to start out with a barbell on your back. If you haven't done these before, use a dumbbell in the front. The second tip for you is the variation of the height of the bench behind you. It can be hard. It can be troublesome as we have to look back and find the bench. It's annoying. Trust me. I have a very hard time and I lose balance a lot. So what I do is actually I like to be in front of a mirror, and I find that helps me balance better as I put my leg back onto the hip of the bench and allow myself to drive through. The form you want to focus on this is you want your torso to stay stacked on front of your body. You don't want to be leaning backwards. You want everything hinged forward. And you want your knees to be over top of your toes as you drive up and through. Keep everything tight, keep everything launched forward, not onto your toes, but still driving through your heels. And an easier variation if you're not using the barbell rack, which is I don't suggest a lot of people if you haven't done this before. As I said before, get a kettlebell or a dumbbell and hold it like so. It's called a goblet. Second of all, you can really just do your body weight. If you do your body weight for 10, you haven't done these before, you're for sure going to be feeling it. Next is ab rollouts, and I did 4 sets of 10 of these. Now, actually, what I did for these is that first movement with the snatch was all by itself, and these last two have been compound. So what I did is I did the first one was the legs Bulgarians, and then went right into these ab rollouts. So these were two I did together. And what this works is a great core and lat workout. For us tall guys, especially too, I find shoulders, they really do come into play because we round out so much. It really helps you get those back and lat activated in your shoulders. A tall guy tip, if you're having a hard time getting all the way to the floor, which you will if you haven't done this before, just go halfway or 3/4, guide it. Judge it what you're going to do. As you're going out, see that point before your hips and your back start sagging and you start putting pressure on your back and hurting yourself. Stop before that happens and then come back up. If it is a simple down and up, only 5 or 6 inches of roll, that is totally fine. you will work your way down to a fully vertical. Your form focus with that in mind, you want everything tight, you want everything tucked almost. You don't want your back to arch. You start hipping this way, arching too much that way, you're putting pressure. You gotta have everything lined up, stacked from your shoulders down to your hips. All right, so this next is a grouping of 3 separate workouts. You combine into one. We're gonna do the first, you roll into the second, you roll into the third, you take your 10-minute breather, 2-minute breather, and you go through it again. Now, the first workout is a half kneeling landmine shoulder press, and I did 4 sets of 6. Now, what this works is your shoulders, obviously, but it's really great for your core instability, like insanely good for your core instability, especially with our long arms. As you have that thing levered all the way up there, you're going to be using so much of your back, lats, core to stabilize and make sure it's not going down the wrong way. Awesome. As long as you're staying smart and not going too heavy. So my tall guy tip for you this one is you might actually want to be leaning a bit structurally when you do this lift. Due to our long arms and levers, I do find sometimes, especially when it gets heavy, I actually do a slight angle tilt like so. And when I'm pressing, I'm coming through, you're not completely upright. A lot of small guys, a lot of short stature guys can just go through them, pop, pop, pop. Come over sometimes, get that, make sure everything stays stacked on top and you stay fine with your back and don't round it out. But if you rotate at the hips, it should help you out. Easier option for this, instead of kneeling, you can go to standing, or you just do simply the bar with no weight on it. If you don't have a bar, just go ahead and use a dumbbell, kneeling, 5-pound dumbbell, do a drive. It's gonna work for what you needed, but in time you will want to find a landmine or a press of some sort. Just gives you that different angle, which will help out a lot. The next is a wide grip banded pull-ups of 8 reps. Now you want this band because you want to be assisted, because we're really putting a lot of volume on your body, so you're gonna be depleted, and repping through 8 sets of body weight pull-ups. I don't know if you can do, but I can't do that wide grip, especially after doing all this stuff. So get a really, really helpful band. Don't go anything for small, go for the thickest you can, and just rep them out as fast as you can so you really get that burn in your lats. What this is going to work is your lats, traps, and your arms, and a little bit of core as well as you help stabilize. Now, tall guy tip is, I always tell guys, go full range. Fully lock out at the bottom and come up all the way, hands to chest. Every single time, fully go through. Trust me, it'll help you a lot as you move along in your fitness and your gym workouts. The longer you go, everything activated, it's going to help your joints and muscles so much, help take away tension off everything, extend always to your max amount, and then come back and re-engage and drive up again. Easier option for this is really just load up as many bands as possible until it's almost doing it for you. What you can also do with this is you have someone help you. If you have a lot of bands and you still can't go with it, have your friend reach behind your back and your lats and just push you up the rest of the way. As long as you get that burnout, then we're winning. Now you want that burnout because these rear delt flies we're doing next, which we're doing 15 of them, because you want to be burnt out, because you're not going to use a ton of weight for these rear delt flies. As you can see there, I only have 10 kilos aside. You can drop down to 5, you can drop down to 2. If you're really going to go through with it and you're already burnt out, you're just going to use your bare hands. But what we're going to do is we're going to activate our rear delts, our lats, and our back, and really open up the chest and actually hit all those muscles we've been working on the big movements just in a very small, light way, and it's just going to fry them. Now, this is going to be a great one for your upper back. Trust me, in the long term, this is going to help you with a lot of back issues if you do this properly. If you bend at the hips, not your lower back, that's where you want to hinge. And if you hinge all the way over to vertical, that's going to be the best for this movement. You don't want to just shrug and come up. You want to fully go over like I am doing and fully extend your arms and come through. Think as elongated as you possibly can while keeping a good core structure. Easier variation of this, just don't use any weights, bend over. You can try cables if you want, but it's essentially not easier because you actually have to go and grab them. It's a little bit awkward because you have to get stuck in the same movement. I like this because it allows you to work horizontally, vertically, all the way. You have to take control and you are fully in control of the movement. Now we're on to the next circuit, and it's only a grouping of 3, and it's only going to be 3 sets this time, while the last one was 5 sets. And we're going to start off with a dumbbell push press. So what that means is the dumbbell push press is a standing push press, allowing your hips to dip a little bit, drive off your feet, and drive that dumbbell up. You're going to be going 8 one side and then 8 the other. What this works is your shoulders, a little bit of hips, and a lot of core. Tall guy tip for you, use your legs. Use that bounce, use that dip. Really allow that to start the press up, and this push your arms up to follow it through. I don't want you struggling in the press, trying to get it over your head and you arching your back. Use those legs, explode with them. Let them take like 80% of the effort. Your form focus really is a big dip, heavy drive, and a full lockout on top. Don't get lazy on the lockout. Like on the pull-ups, I want you fully extended. On the press, I want you end up fully extended, lock those arms out. And an easier variation of this is just drop the dumbbell weight down. Go as low as you need to go to get that form proper. Simple as that. Now the next move is ring rows with your feet elevated, 8 reps. As you can tell, I don't have rings at my gym, so instead I'm just using the squat rack bar and I'm putting my feet up on the bench. Also, there's not a lot of room for my bench up fully, so I have my feet on a 90-degree angle. To make sure I don't push too much up on my legs, I'm using my heels pushed down so I can't really push through them. And the rest, I'm just going through the movement on my upper body, hitting a lot of my back. Essentially, it's just a reverse push-up. Everything is locked in fully when I'm coming through. I'm not allowing my elbows to pop. What this works is your back, arms, and great for your posture. Tall guy tip for this, once again, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Go full range down, come all the way up, let the bar or rings touch your chest. But get that full extension, allow yourself to fully elongate, and then re-engage before you pull. Easier option for this is you can just lower your feet on the floor, which is really going to help. Or bend your knees like I am doing, but allow your full foot to go on the floor so you can drive off with your heels and toes to help push. Now the last movement in this is the farmer carries. And I'm taking these for a 100-foot farmer carry with dumbbells in both hands. So what this works is grip, traps, core, and back. It's a great for your structural core and also your posture, working on everything, loading and sitting back, dropping your lats and latching them on as you go. I don't want you to be fully rounded over as you do your farmer carry. That's part of my tall guy tip with this. Have everything back, back, back. So you have really good posture. If you were up against the wall, everything would be touching. Try to keep walking like that. It is extremely hard, but it will help you out in the long run with your body, your aches and pains, and just overall happiness. Your form focuses should be a proud chest. So as your lats are back, everything's locked in, keep that chest out. Walk in a steady pace, 1 foot after the other. We're not running, we're not wobbling side to side, and really keep a good grip on those bars. Don't move your fingers around, lock everything in, and just let that grip burn. Easier option for this, you can break this in down to 250s, walk 50, drop them, hold around for 60 seconds, pick them up and go again. Obviously, you can just drop the weight down until you have something you can handle for that movement. And the final movement on this heavy volume day is going to be no cardio because it was such a burner. All I'm doing is flutter kicks. And what I'm doing is flutter kicks by themselves. Every 20 seconds, I'm going to go. I take 10 seconds off and I go for another 20. I'm doing 10 rounds of that. So 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 20 seconds on, 10 off, 10 times. Now what this works is your abs and your hip flexors, which are really tight for some of us guys. So it can be very beneficial if you're focusing on your hip flexors as you're doing the fluttering. Tall guy tip for this, control your legs. When you do your fluttering, don't just flop your legs around. Keep them locked in, keep them tight, and keep them fluttering from your hip flexors. Not from your knees, not from your quads, but your hip flexors should start the movement. While you're doing that, suck that core down and make sure your back stays on the ground. If you start arching your back and then allowing your legs to start flying around, that's where we're going to start having back issues. Keep everything down, keep that core tight, and you will succeed in this. An easier variation of this is you're doing the same thing, however, just bend your knees a bit, about a 90-degree angle, and just move your legs from your knees. It's going to help take the strain off. It will actually help suck your core down, which your back will start touching the floor more better if you're burning out faster. Or you can do dead bugs, where essentially you're just on your back, your legs are on the up above, 90-degree angle, and your arms are up, and you just hold that position like a dead bug, dead cockroach. Hey guys, so that's the tall body project. That is workout number 1. Go ahead, try it, take the full thing. Go ahead, adapt it to what you're doing. If you have any questions below, leave them in the comments, I'll answer them. And sign up to my email newsletter where I'm giving tips and tricks 3 to 4 times a week on different movements for mobility, different workouts we can do, and how we can adapt for things in the gym that are not made for our tall bodies, but they can work for us. Also, I have a training program which you can sign up to if you're looking for specific help one-on-one with me. All right, check in tomorrow.